What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Bizzy Brea. Welcome to today's show. So glad to have you. And I hope you're having a better day now that you are tuned into Bizzy Bree's. All right, you guys, I actually have a very, very special guest. She's actually my daughter, Sadiya. And I'm extremely proud of her, you guys, because she got an athletic scholarship to go to Northern Illinois University. She's going to be running on their track team. So I'm very excited. This is going to be now her transferring from a Division III school now going into a Division I. So she's very excited. So just want to say, hey, Sadiya, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. And so before we get started, I do kind of want to talk. I know the Olympics just happened not too long ago, and I believe the USA had 40 gold medals, 42 silver, and 44 bronze, making the United States, they have, out of all the countries, I believe they won the most medals. So that is so exciting. So congratulations to all those Olympic medalists out there. So we're very proud of you guys. You guys represent your country well. So with that being said, I kind of wanted to Sadiya, I don't know. I know you were here and there and, in and out of the house. So did you get a chance to watch the Olympics much?
Yes, I watched the Olympics and it was very good. It shows how hard work and dedication really plays out on the track. And I love just seeing everybody compete, and especially in my races. So it was very good. And I'm glad that a lot of the United States and Americans, they won a lot of things, a lot of events. I don't even get track of gymnastics, swimming, I think. I don't a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, swimming.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. So
okay, and so with that being said, you guys, Sadiya is, her races are the 200 and the 400. Sometimes you run the 100, but mainly the 200 and 400. And she's previously broken some records. One was at Sprayberry High School for was it the 4x200?
Yeah.
And then also the 400 at the University of Mobile when you were there. So with that being said, tell us a little bit real quick about your favorite runner, your favorite sprinter. So you're a sprinter. What are some of your favorite sprinters that you kind of aspire to be or that you really enjoy watching?
My favorite sprinter and that I enjoy watching is Sydney McLaughlin. I think she's very inspirational. She broke her record 8 times, and not only is she good at the hurdles, she's got the 400 too. She also has the world lead in and the world record. And
wait, so isn't she the one that kept breaking her? I believe she kept breaking her record over and over and over again.
Yeah, I said like 8 times. She broke it over and over.
That's crazy.
And she gets inspiration. And like her family ran track, and
I think her brother's qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah,
too.
she qualified for Olympics, and so did her brother. Just breaking it every time is that's so crazy. It's so good, and I think that's an inspiration. Like, how do you break your record every time? And you're good at not only the hurdles, the open floor. Yeah, I want to be like that.
And so what I was going to say was, I remember back in the past when we talked about when you were running, when you first started off running, how you don't want to necessarily focus on other people, but sometimes you're just trying to beat your, I think they call it PRing.
Yeah.
You want to beat your fastest time from last time.
Yeah, it's all about getting faster, in my opinion, and getting stronger to be able to get there.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yep, it does make sense. Okay. So, so you guys, just a little backstory. So Sadiya started out playing soccer, and then then from soccer, you did basketball for 5 years. You actually played basketball longer than you've actually been running track.
Yes, I didn't start running track until my real year, 11th grade year. I started my 10th grade year, but I don't call it my real year because it was COVID and I only ran 2 meets, so it doesn't really count in my opinion. But my real year is 11th grade, so I really had a really late start, but yeah.
Okay. Now, I do know that a lot of other athletes that you were competing against had started running track in like 8th grade and things like that, but it didn't really seem to matter. You did so well. And I think if you have natural talent and a drive to get better with conditioning and things like that, and based on support that you clearly have, that I think that you were, I don't know if it would have done any good or if it would have made you better. But at the same time, every year you did get better. So you did start track during the season of COVID, which is crazy because I remember it clearly. And I was so disappointed because you were just off to the races. You were beating everybody on your level at the time in Marietta, Georgia, where we were. And you just did a great job. And so, real quick, what's the difference between, I know one's more of a team sport, but what's the difference between basketball and track? And do you feel like basketball prepared you for track in any way?
The difference with basketball is obviously like, yeah, it's a team thing. It obviously it can be an individual thing because at the end of the day, you are doing your own stuff and you're shooting your own shots, and so that's an individual aspect that I can say that helped with track. But track is more mental than basketball. Basketball, it can be mental, but I feel like track is way more mental because if you're not mentally there, you're not gonna run good. When you're prepared and you talk to yourself like you got this and you're mentally ready to run, that type of stuff, that's plays a big factor in it too.
Hmm.
And I think that basketball, it did help me because with basketball, obviously you're running up and down the court, so it's like I wasn't, out of breath that much starting to run track. So yeah.
Okay. With that being said as well, I do know kind of fun fact, you guys. So Saudi really didn't want to run track in the beginning. It was that was yeah. So she didn't. But the thing was that you were so fast during basketball. I recognize your talent. I did run track in high school and did receive my varsity letter in track. And then your dad also ran track, of course, as well. So with that being said, we knew you had the natural genes and talent. Lots of people kept talking about how fast you were. So to me, it was just a natural, transition to go into track. Why did you want to run track at that time in your mind? Why didn't you want to run track, especially right after basketball?
I think that I didn't want to run track because I seen it was like too competitive for me. I was like, dang, I don't have a team. At that time, I liked being on a team because I was playing basketball. And I was like, dang, it's not a team thing. It's me by myself. So if I mess up, it's on me. It's not like, I can't blame it on a teammate or something. I guess I mean, I was young. So, I mean, that's the only factor I could say that I didn't want to. But when I did do it, I'm glad that I did start and I enjoy doing it because now when I do accomplish my goals and I do PR, it's like, yeah, I did that and I worked hard for that. So,
That makes sense. I was always wondering because I'm like, why doesn't she want to try? I just knew that I had a feeling, and I couldn't assess you because the only way to know truly if you're good is when you're competing and that you're out
yeah,
there doing the meets, right?
yeah.
So when you did get out there, I was pleasantly surprised. I knew that you would do well, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. I didn't know it was going to be that good because you obviously went further than me.
Yeah.
And I was just really, so basically, you guys, she didn't want to run to the point where I had to kind of not threaten her, but I kind of had to make her. Would you say I made you?
Yes.
So I kind of had to make her run. And this is the deal I had with Sadiya. I said, hey, you're you were just in the stage where I felt like, okay, if we're not going to do basketball, what else are we going to do? So again, like I said, I knew your natural talent was running. And I basically said, just try it 1 year. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it after that 1 year, but just give it a try. And so I would say that after your first meet, second meet, third meet, you were pretty much sold on it.
Yeah, first meet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was just because you blew everybody out of the water and you're like, I like being a winner, or did you just enjoy everything about running?
I enjoy competing. So that was pretty enjoyable.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. So I also will say this too. I wanted this show to also be about not just student athletes, but also about when your child makes a decision to move away or go to a college, either, maybe 3 or 4 hours away or completely out of state, away across country, which I wouldn't really consider that. Like if you were
Yeah.
moving to California, to me, that's more, from Georgia to California. That's across country to me.
Yeah.
Even though Illinois is far because it's near my home state of Michigan, it's not so bad. We obviously have family there. So we're pretty good. But I know a lot of parents don't always like for their kid to move. And some parents love it and think it's a great experience. I feel like it's about growth. What does going away to school mean for you?
Well, I always knew, especially my senior year, that I didn't want to be at school. I mean, at home because I wanted a new scenery. I wanted to be independent. I have to look at it as like, okay, one day I'm going to be by myself. I have to start learning, and college is a learning experience and is a growing experience. And that's why I don't mind being so far because it's like I'm gonna be like this when I'm not gonna be 40 under you. So it's like I have to learn how to
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Um, I feel like with obviously like you're a parent, you're gonna be scared, but as long as you prepare your child for the real world, and obviously you're gonna have that, but you should be like, okay, I had to do that when I was a kid, now it's my kid's turn.
Okay, do you
And
know why we get scared? If you take a few guesses of why
okay,
parents are
I
scared.
know why parents are scared. It's the
Okay.
real world, right? You don't think I'd be scared? Like, I'm gonna be out there by myself, what? It's
No, okay,
scary,
but I'm
but
going to tell you why. Media stories. This is really the main reason why we're scared. Okay, I think the reason why, like, I'm Gen X, my parents are boomers. What's your generation?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Oh gosh. Okay. So you're Gen Z. Yeah, your uncles would be millennials. Okay.
Mm.
We're there now. I'll say this. We didn't have as much access to the internet, so we didn't get to see what was happening across the world or even maybe in our own state necessarily, unless the major news outlets showed it. We did not know what the heck was really going on. I mean, we heard some things. But now that we have the internet and we can see everything, we're seeing how crazy this world is, and we can see everything, Sadia. We
Hmm.
can see all of the kids being snatched off the streets. We can see all the things happening to the younger, like the 20-year-olds when they're just starting out in life and how they can get with
Hmm.
the wrong group of friends
Yeah.
and get set up. So we're seeing all this
Yeah.
and how so many people want to get their hands on, especially with a daughter. I mean, sons too, but with a daughter, you're twice as vulnerable.
Hmm.
And then you're a black female, you're a
Hmm.
black woman at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's all these stories and they're not being made up. They're real people. It's really happening, from the human trafficking to jealous friends that can set you up to all kinds of things. Now we got to worry about Uber and Lyft and all these horror stories. So you're damn right. We're
Hmm.
scared.
Yeah.
So that's why, but now they do have was it Life 360 where you can track, or even other ways where you can track your family members. That's awesome because remember when your car broke down?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sadia was traveling back from Alabama and her car, she didn't even know where she was. That's how in the middle of nowhere it was.
Literally, I had a track meet that day, and I packed up all my stuff from my dorm by myself into my car. And then from home to school is 5 hours, and I was on the road for an hour. And then I forgot even where I was, but my car broke down. I was like, that's crazy. And I was 3 hours away from home.
Thank God your phone was charged.
I know, right?
See, that's the thing, ladies, or anybody, when you're traveling long distance
Keep a phone charger.
keep your phone charged because it would have been very difficult for us to find her because we're coming on the opposite side of the freeway.
Yeah.
And so if you wouldn't have told us, hey, remember I'm sharing our location, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yes,
That's right.
he always forget.
I forget because that's not the era I grew up in. To me, it's almost like an infringement on like your privacy. It's just still kind of weird for me. Like
Yeah.
even with like the cameras, of course I do like the doorbell camera.
Yeah.
But okay, you guys are getting off topic. Anyway, if she wasn't able to share her location with me, it would have been very hard for me and Kamani to find you.
Yeah.
So thank God, like 360 did that. Okay, at least I think it's like 60. Yeah, because I was able to get your approximate location,
Yeah.
even though there was like not a landmark. It was just basically trees
Yeah.
and cement and road.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyways, so again, that's another thing that's scary about your child moving away and things like that. But it is necessary for their growth.
And as long as you prepare them for it, I mean, as they're growing, I mean, yeah, there should be, it's a learning experience. Obviously, you're gonna go through ups and downs. I definitely did, but I still wouldn't go to school in Georgia. I definitely would go to school somewhere else.
So yeah, so an experience that you could maybe share with us that affected you, that has changed you to make you feel more safe. What's an experience that you feel like you went through? Because now you're going into your junior year, so you had 2 years away from us. What's the one experience that sticks out to you that made you realize I got to be aware of my surroundings? This has changed my life, and I could have really, gone through some things if I wouldn't have had my smarts or wits about me.
So the first time I went out, like, partying, and I wasn't aware, I wouldn't say I was being ditzy, but I was having too much fun. And yeah, my stuff got stolen.
And so
My
by stuff, what? What got stolen?
My phone and my wallet, the most two important things. And I remember because I have my computer, so I have my MacBook. So my MacBook has all my messages and everything. I remember texting mom. I was like, I lost all my stuff. I was like, all my stuff is gone.
My worst nightmare, by the way. I'm already anxious and have anxiety because, yeah, I already have anxiety because you're not around me. And then she calls me, I lost everything. I'm like, what? But go ahead.
No, I was freaking. I was like, dang, like my ID was in there. Everything was gone. Like, luckily I had another phone. I had my old phone, so that was good. But anyways, that experience made me like, yeah, I need to really, you know, see what the heck I'm doing. I'm not just home. I can't just go home and be like, Mom, I lost my stuff. No, she's 5 hours away. And I had no car during that time. So like I can't just go home. So that was that. After that, trust me, I had like at that time I didn't have no purse on me. So now I always carry a purse on me.
And I will say, before this, I always told her, carry a purse because you can have all your stuff together and it's just not sitting, you don't have this here and that there.
And it hang like something to hang on you, so it's always on you. It's like even if you're like a little messed up, at least you have the thing on you and it's not hanging in your hand where it can fall off your hands or anything like that. So now like every time I've gone out, I always keep a purse on me. I always check my surroundings. I always make sure I'm not too messed up when I go out somewhere. Like,
or you make sure your phone's charged.
Exactly. Make sure my phone's charged and make sure there's a lot of stuff you have to make sure that you don't really think about when you're at home, but when you're by yourself, it's like, dang, I actually have to.
You're fending for yourself. You're out there. You're kind of vulnerable when you have to fend for yourself, especially when you're in a place that you don't know many people.
No.
So it wasn't like you could just call a family member or a friend and say, hey, I need some help.
Exactly.
Because I think you're driving 5 hours. Driving wise, you're like about 5 hours from me. So anyways, okay, well, that's good to know. So you did learn that and you did have some of those fun experiences. I feel like when you came back from college, even the first break of your freshman year, I felt like you were very appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
I felt you appreciated everything.
And you can be very, I appreciated it. And being by yourself, it caused a lot of discipline. You have to discipline yourself. To get up I would say I missed a couple classes because I was tired, but sometimes I was like, I really have to get up and go to this class, bro. Like, no one's gonna tell you to get up. But I feel like you helped me with that my senior year. I'm pretty sure I got up by myself and all that other stuff, so I was already prepared for that. But for other people, it's a lot of, and I was appreciative because I started buying my own stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start budgeting and all that stuff because when I'm here, I be putting a whole thing of detergent in the thing, but then when I'm at home, I put one drop. I mean, by myself, I put one drop.
So basically, you have no problem spending my money, but when it comes to your money. So you got it. So
yes, sorry.
You can save and you can be a little bit more thrifty.
You really gotta.
And now you know why I'm like, why are you like not spending your why are you running this water so long? You haven't even gotten in the shower yet.
Oh, I'll be grocery shopping. I'm like, oh my god.
But anyway, all right, you guys. Well, we do have to take a quick break, but I am talking to my daughter, who is 20 years old, by the way, and she's going to be transferring on a scholarship, a track scholarship, to a Division I school. So we're just wanted to sit down with her, and if there's any parents out there of that got students that are getting ready to leave for college or that are going to be student athletes. This is why I wanted to do this show. But okay, you guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
97.3 FM is brought to you in part by American Heart Association.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Thank you, American Heart Association.
For the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports, tune into Bizzy Brea's Hot Topics, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time on The Heat 97.3 FM and online at www.theheat973.com.
97.3 FM is sponsored by Gun Lake Casino.
You ever walk into a place and just know? Roll into a ride at Gun Lake Casino. Rev in for the chance to win cash or a new Chevy every Saturday starting August 3rd. Then on the 24th, 2 winners drive home a new 2024 Chevy, guaranteed. Right time, right place, right around the corner. GLC, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gun Lake Casino. Come to play. Must be 21 or older. Gamble responsibly. See Reward Center for details.
Thank you, Gun Lake Casino.
You are listening to Bizzy Brea's Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
All right, you guys, and we are back. Thanks for tuning in to Bizzy Brea's Hot Topics. I am sitting here with my lovely daughter, Sadiya, who is 20 years old, heading to NIU, the Northern Illinois University. Go Huskies. Mm-hmm. She's going to be running track. She's a sprinter, running the 200 and 400, and this will be her junior year. And so now I want to kind of transition, Sadiya, as we just left off, and I kind of want to go back to when I was talking more about how things affected, like how going away to school affected you and how it changed you and how it made you grow in your opinion, which you just talked about. So now I kind of want to talk about how did you manage. I was a regular student at Grand Valley, and it was tough for me just making the transition. Although I think because I did work in high school and things like that, I knew how to do schedules, which I think actually helped me more than some of the other kids. These are a lot of kids who after that freshman year did not come back. It's hard to kind of transition if you didn't have the work experience or weren't pushed in your family to kind of be independent, which I felt what prepared me as a regular student was working since I was like 15. So how did you manage your studying? So study hall, you're managing practices, some type of social life, you're going to school, things like that. How did you manage that?
Well, really, it's not that difficult, I would say. How I thought it was gonna be.
Why did you think it was gonna be? Because I said it was gonna be hard?
No, like because the student athlete is not easy. It's pretty hard. You're not only are you trying to focus on your education, you're trying to focus on what you came to school for in the first place. Well, some people in the first place, like running, basketball, whatever. So some people are more focused on their athletics than they are their education, and some people are more focused on their education than they are their athletics.
So whatever you put your focus on, that's what's going to probably flourish.
Exactly. And I tried to put my focus on both.
Which is good.
Yeah. So, for our school, we had practice in the afternoon. So I would go to class, and sometimes if I knew that I was going to be tired after practice, I would try to get my work done before practice. And we had to do study hall, so I would either try to do that before I went to practice or after practice or on the weekends, or just try to, budget myself and not do too much, or try not. Obviously, there was a lot of times where I was doing stuff last minute and it's terrible, but if you get everything done, it's not that bad. Just have like a plan of what you're going to do for the week, the day, the month, even. It doesn't matter, and you should be fine.
Did you write it down? Did you put it in your iPhone? Like, how did you manage your calendar? How did you do that? How did you organize?
Sometimes someone had gave me a calendar, and sometimes I put stuff on my calendar, or if I had stuff, I would probably put it on my phone and stuff like that. But when we had practice and stuff, our coach would send us a whole thing. So
okay, like an itinerary.
Yeah, so I would already have that. I just had to figure out my own study hall stuff,
Gotcha.
But that's not that hard to be honest. Now at this new school, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that difficult either. They have stuff that I already have my classes, and they have tutors, and they have all that stuff. So I think that just managing your time is the big thing.
I was going to say time management seems to be what you're learning.
Yeah, you got to manage your time.
And you're already good. So it's probably a struggle for people who didn't know how to, didn't want to. Some of you parents out there, if your children don't like to make their bed, don't like to take out their garbage, if they struggle with that, it might be hard because now you have to, manage your own space as well as your life and your schedule.
Yeah.
So now let's go down to races and things like that. I was listening to some interviews from some of the Olympic medalists, and they talked a lot about manifestation and focus, and how once you get to a certain level of physicality, physical, everybody's pretty much on the same level, right? Because you guys you're all sitting around the same times. So it's really going to be mental more than anything in preparation. I think it's mental and preparation as also, of course, conditioning. That's to be without, you don't even have to say that. But I think it's those things that make a difference and can make can cut your times and make you win. What do you do, Sadiya, to prepare for a meet, an important meet? Now, like you went to the championship, you went to the indoor, you went to the nationals, right? Indoor for indoor.
And outdoor.
Right. But this past time where you did really well. And you came in and you were probably had the lowest score, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But you still qualified. But then you weren't you did not get the bottom time. You were kind of like in the middle when you went during your race. Was that the 200 or 400?
200.
The 200. Okay. What do you do to mentally prepare knowing that, oh man, I qualified, but my time is not the best as the other girls? How do you get past that? What do you do to prepare?
So when I know it's a big thing coming up, I probably think about it the entire time, every day until it comes. I guess imagine myself running and imagine running on the track, or I imagine myself having the time that I want on the board. I've done that a lot of times, like last year before I made it to outdoor nationals, we had a last chance meet, which meant this is the only meet that you can do to qualify for nationals. After this, that's it, right?
Is there like makeup work for an assignment? Is that like equivalent?
No, everyone could go, but if you already qualified, it's like there's no point for you to go. You already qualified. There's people who haven't qualified yet. Okay. This is your last chance to qualify. So at that time, I hadn't qualified for the 400 yet. Now it's something that I wanted to do. So when we got to the meet, I saw the scoreboard and I imagined 56 on it. And the whole time we were there before I ran, I was imagining myself running on the track the whole time, and I ran a 56 that day and I did really good and I qualified for nationals. And I do the same thing indoor. Yeah, I was nervous because I was like, dang, I have the lowest. I qualified last minute too. That was last chance for indoor and I qualified for it unexpectedly. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. And then when you
were so excited.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my God, I was going home. I didn't know I was gonna be staying here, But anyways, I remember when I got there, I was nervous. But I was just like, just run your race. And whatever happens, happens. And I imagined, because I never ran a 24 before, by the way. I only ran a 25.
In what?
200.
The 200.
Yeah, I qualified for 200, sorry. And
not everybody understands.
Yeah, sorry. So I ran a 200, but I've never ran a 25 in the 200. So I was like, okay, you're probably not going to get, top 8 or whatever, but at least run a 24. That's my goal. And I ran a 24 that day. And so I just tell myself And
did you PR that day?
I dabbed my PR. Yep. I PR'd. And I just constantly tell myself, I write it down. Like my freshman year, I wrote down, I'm going to go to a D1 school and I'm not staying here. Guess what? Going to a D1 school and I'm not staying in NAI.
When did you start writing things down?
College. I would say a little bit senior year, but I didn't really pay attention to it. But college, I really started doing that.
Who taught you how to write things down, or how did you where did this come from?
My mother. Okay. She taught me how to manifest. So she
sounds smart.
I know. She's a great woman. Yeah, no, I got that from you, honestly. But yeah, I think writing stuff down and actually thinking about it and thinking positive things about it, about stuff that you want, is great. And don't think of the negative stuff that might happen, because that actually might happen. Just think of everything positively, if that makes sense.
And you said you pray as well?
Yes, I pray before I run, when I'm on the line, before I warm up, before I walk into the building, on the bus rides, I pray the whole time and be like, please God, get me through this 400.
Do you have any crazy weird things? Like I think Sydney, I read where Sydney Bluffin eats gummy bears before each race. Which is crazy. I think that's who it was that said that.
I don't have anything crazy, but I do eat oatmeal every day before every morning for my race. I have to eat oatmeal with milk, my protein powder, creatine, honey, and that's it.
Okay.
That's what I put in my oatmeal every time I run.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. One day I ate oatmeal and I did great that day, so I ran with it. But that's how everybody is. Like, this one girl was like, in high school, she always wore the same basketball song, and she always had that. I pray everybody do that.
I think your mind tricks you. It's kind of like a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, but one day when I ran a meet and in the morning I didn't have oatmeal that day. I had cereal and I did bad that day.
Really?
And the next day I had another race and I ate oatmeal and I did great that day.
What kind of cereal was it?
Lucky. No. It was Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay.
So it wasn't a bad cereal, but it was just not my regular
And
regimen.
cereal's still just not as good as oatmeal.
Yeah.
But
Oatmeal gives you
much?
energy. It's just good for you too. Oh yeah, and I always eat bananas when I run. Like I don't eat anything heavy. I'll eat oatmeal, bananas. I don't eat like light. I don't. That's the only thing I'll eat before I run all the
Now,
time.
this is funny, you guys. I remember one time when Sadiya was still doing basketball, and I think you threw up a couple times during basketball games. That was during the time where you were still trying to figure it out and you weren't eating as well.
No.
Or not eating it. I
don't even remember how I was eating during basketball. Probably not good at all. I didn't care. I was in high school, middle school. I was eating.
As you get older, you're gonna want to. Get older, you're gonna want to eat healthier. You guys are competing. You're competing.
You have to for sure. That's why I have to in college. I had to. It's like if you eat bad, I'm not gonna perform good. Your body, even what you eat at night, it's good. Like for track, I heard you're supposed to eat not supposed to, but pasta is good to eat before the night before the race, and you have to put. Your body at the end of the day. You know what your body can take and what your body can't take. Mm-hmm. So because I know some people who eat a full course meal before running for an hour. They have an hour before they run. They're eating a full course meal. I'm like, okay, now if I do that, I'm gonna throw up and I'm not gonna do good in my race.
Yeah.
But some people they can just do that. I don't know.
So I know that when you first wanted to go to school, you wanted to go to a HBCU. Do you feel like is that still something you want to do, or are you fine with the decision you have now, and you're happy that you're kind of in multicultural type of situation where you're around all different races of students and things like that, or is that something that you still want to do one day?
Not anymore. I really don't have a great reason on why I wanted to go to I mean, I wanted to go to HBCU just to be around more my people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get more into the culture, I guess. But I'm glad. Not saying I'm glad I didn't, but I mean the school that I'm going to, they're pretty diverse. So I think I like the diversity and not just tapping into, African Americans and Black people and people, all that other stuff. I tap into people from the UK, people from different Bahamas. Yeah, my bestie, Raven, from the Bahamas. And
shout out to Raven, her bestie from the Bahamas, who you met on your team.
I did, and she became my roommate. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't even know a lot about the Bahamian people, and now I do, It's like you just know a lot when you experience a lot. And not saying that I wouldn't have that experience at an HBCU at all.
You like the diversity.
Yeah, I like the more diversity.
And you had a few aunts. I think you had some family that went to HBCUs and things like that. So it's kind of like maybe a rite of passage with certain family members and things like that. But yeah I think you made a good choice. I mean, really wasn't a choice because it was literally like what schools are going to pay for you to run.
Right, exactly.
So I won't say it was necessarily a choice, but I'm sure if it was a different, if another school wanted you, it would have been a harder choice if you would have had a little bit more schools that wanted you.
Yeah.
You had a few, but I think you based it. What did you base your decision on the first time of where you wanted to go to school at?
Before people came.
For the very first scholarship in high school.
Where I wanted to go?
During the choices that we had, you only had like 4 or 5 schools that wanted you. What made you decide to go to University of Mobile based on the other schools? Because you had several schools that wanted you.
They were giving me the most money at the time. I'm gonna be real.
There's an honest answer.
They was giving me the most. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to go there at first. You know that. I was like, I don't know if I want to go there. I've never been to Alabama. I was like, I don't know anything about Alabama, But I was like, listen. That's why I said, I was like, just do good here so you can go somewhere you actually want to go. Yeah. And that's what I did.
But the crazy thing about how the universe works and God works, you kind of were, you always said you wanted to go to school in Florida. And that was really close to Florida. I mean,
oh yeah.
Mobile, Alabama is only like hour?
An hour from
Pensacola.
Pensacola is an hour away from Alabama. And I tell you, we went to Pensacola a lot. I've been in Florida a lot. Yeah, it was nice. It was a good experience.
Great beaches.
Yeah, and it's not even that. One time when I was practicing with my coach, it was 12 in the afternoon, and then I was done at 2, and I was like, you know what? I want to go to the beach. And the beach is like 40 minutes away. And I just went to the beach like,
wow.
Yeah, I'm going to miss that, not going to lie. But yeah, beaches were close to.
I'm glad you got a chance to experience it. And because you're going to be going far away from Florida and Alabama now. Mm-hmm. The Windy City.
Don't remind me.
When you're going this week.
I don't want to be reminded.
Don't remind me. And we're literally going there this week.
2 days.
But you had a good, really hot, I mean, we've been having a hot, scorching summer. A lot of states around the United States have been having a really hot summer. So I guess it's time. But all right, you guys, we got to take another quick break. Again, this is Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics, sitting down with my daughter, Sadiya, who's going to be heading to NIU in a couple days. We're taking her to NIU, so on her new adventure. And we will be right back.
The Heat 97.3 FM is sponsored by Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Switch into airport mode with their expanded concourse, featuring new concessions, amenities, and of course, 30-plus nonstop routes. Learn more at flyford.org.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brea with Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics. I hope you've been tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and my friends Lovey D and Jennifer Real 100 bring you the best in interviews, hot topics, entertainment news, and much, much more. If you can't be anywhere else, then be at Bizzy Bree's. We'll brighten up your day and make it just a little bit lighter.
97.3 FM is sponsored by Van Andel Arena.
Martin Lawrence, the Y'all Know What It Is tour.
You know you gaining weight when you walk and you feel like somebody following you.
Saturday, August 31st, Van Andel Arena. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
He want the scoop, she want the tea, she want the tea.
Thanks for tuning in to Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
She want the tea, she want the tea.
It's your boy Potty Ali. This is The Game, the number one celebrity show in the world. Catch me every Saturday and Sunday on Grand Rapids on 97.3 FM, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is the number one celebrity show in the world.
All right, you guys, and we are back. Thank you for tuning into Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics. I got a very, very, very special guest. I'm interviewing my daughter. I'm so excited. Anyways, and we were actually taking her to school this weekend, so I wanted to interview her before she, heads out that way into the very, very cold, windy city.
She's gonna leave me there.
But anyways, I want to kind of talk about our journey with getting the scholarship. I didn't know what to do, you guys. Of course, I didn't have anybody to say this is exactly what you need to do to get you actually did get an academic scholarship, but due to the rules, you weren't able to combine the academic with the athletic, and the athletic was paying more. So we go where the money is, right? So with that being said, I didn't know the proper steps as a mother of an athlete of where to go. I just didn't know. So I just started going online. Thank goodness for the internet in this way. And then I realized there was a website set up, and I did some research, and they basically were scouts for different sports. So whether it be basketball, I believe football, any kind of sports scholarships, that was the system. And it was a month. It wasn't a monthly, or it could have been a monthly or a yearly fee, that like a subscription. And they also helped you with putting together your highlight video, and then you just enter in your times for your championships and the nationals and things like that, and then they do a verification. So you can't just put in, hey, my daughter runs a 21 in the 200,
and then they can look you up and be like, all right,
they can verify.
That doesn't match.
Yeah, so they have this verification system. So we did that, and we put up your best picture on your profile picture, and then you can chat with the scouts with that. And so we basically had about 58, I counted them, you guys, 58 schools were interested in Sadiya between her junior and senior year. They were mostly Division III schools, I want to say. Private schools in Division NAIA. And so she basically would go between, she narrowed it down. From the 58 schools, we narrowed it down to like 5 schools. And most of them were, due to like the climate or how close it was from the house or whatever. So then I think we were talking to 3. We narrowed it down to 3 schools. But then, of course, we came upon Coach Andy at the University of Mobile. Shout out to Coach.
Shout out to Andy.
Coach Andy, shout out. And how do you pronounce his last name, by the way?
You know what's so funny? He would barely say it because Kedajita, I think I hope I'm saying it right. Kedajita or something. Andy, that's why no one says it because we don't know how to say
he's got a pretty impressive resume of what he's been able to do with a lot of athletes and cutting down their times and things like that. But it was him and his pitch to us after we went to visit the school and speak with him that we were sold based on his program. But just talk to us a little bit about how you feel Coach Andy has changed your life in being your coach these last couple of years.
So I think he's changed my life by not only caring about my athletics, but caring about my education too. I think what really got me was I was kind of struggling with, basically one of my teachers put me in a class that I was not supposed to be in, and it dropped my GPA really bad and it messed me up. And he was there. He made sure that I got my summer class. He made sure that they would take that off my transcript. He made sure that I was getting stuff right. Like, he made sure all that. And there I was like, dang, like, he actually really cares about his players and not just about what they do on the track, but what they do in the classroom as well. And I think that's very, great as a coach, because you can have thousands of coaches, but there's only so many that are so good. And I'm so thankful that I got him. And on track, it's like, if you listen to him, he's gonna get you right. Like, I ran a 59 for my 400 out of high school. 59, whatever, I don't know the exact
59 point something.
Something.
In the 400.
In the 400. And when I got to him, I dropped 4 seconds, and now I run a 56.
Wow.
A low 56, almost fat. And that's just like really, I was not expecting that. I was like, dang, I never imagined myself running this. And he got me there because I listened to him and I worked hard with him. And he's a great coach. He knows everything about any event, not just the 400, the sprint, long jump. He knows everything.
So with that being said, real quick, let me interrupt. So when he got you down to 56, were you like, wow, I didn't even know I could run this fast?
I didn't think it was going to be that fast. This is all in one semester.
And Sadiya, that is amazing that you dropped that.
For 2 semesters.
That's for 2 semesters, you dropped from 59 to 56. So with that being said, now fast forward, you were scouted again. You reached out to the school. They saw your numbers and everything, and I believe that they were like, wow, okay, they saw that potential. So now now you're going to be going into a new program, a more competitive program, obviously, and that's what you want.
Yeah, and that's I was going to say too, like, he's not one of the coaches to be like, oh, you don't run this, well, I can't take you, because I had that happen to me when I head up a school, and they're like, well, you don't run this, so sorry. But instead, he's like, it doesn't matter what you run, I'm going to get you where you want to be.
Yeah, some coaches just want you to already be where they are, and they just want to take the glory. Other coaches see the potential in certain athletes for whatever reason, and they want to have, they want to take certain athletes and make them better.
Yeah, and it's like, why would you? That's not even an accomplishment to have somebody who's already good. It's like, I would be more happy with myself, like, dang, I got them from here to here. That's all me, like.
So he's pretty much like your mentor even to this day. He's probably going to follow you throughout your career.
I talked to him today, actually. Like, I talk to him all the time.
Did you tell him we had to redo the interview?
Yeah. He's like, show me the video, send me the show. And I was like, actually, we got to do it again today.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's okay.
It's okay. I feel like this one's flowing better anyways.
Right.
Everything happens for a reason, even if it's something messes up. You take a job that you're like, dang, this didn't work out how I thought it was.
Right.
But you learn from that. I feel like if you would have went straight to NIU as a freshman, it would have been more challenging for you.
I'm glad that I went to the school, and I get to that school just to meet a great coach who got me where I wanted to, and taught me a lot of stuff about track and anything, period. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate that.
So I will say this, and I appreciate it too. Mm-hmm. I will say this. It's not common to always get a lot of people throughout your life who are going to believe in you.
Exactly.
I know even like the actress Halle Berry talks about that one teacher who believed in her in elementary school, and they're still friends to this day. So I feel like that's how Coach Andy is going to be
Yeah.
with you.
He's like that. He even told me he talks to his former athletes from like when they graduate, like 2015 and 20 whatever. Like
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I
he
love
talks
that.
to all his former athletes. You know, not all of them, but you know what I
The
mean.
ones that matter.
His favorites, like me,
or the ones that he made a connection.
Yeah.
Or whatever, for one reason or another, based on how far. They and that it just like it's hard. It's not always easy to find a good coach. It's not always easy to find a good athlete that's coachable, that's willing to listen and learn, which you clearly were.
Because why would you want to coach somebody who doesn't, not gonna, I'm telling you something, you don't want to play, then why would I keep, you know what I mean? Like,
or you're just not listening.
Exactly. You're not listening. That's crazy.
So with that being said, what are some of the challenges that you feel like you're going to be coming up against in this Division One school at this Division One school in this year? What are some challenges?
I think the challenges will be with the new team. Obviously, I don't know what the workouts are going to be. I don't know how the weight room is going to be. I don't know, and like all that other stuff. Like,
but you have more resources this time.
Yeah, of course. I'll have way more researches. I just it's going to be, I want to say like a challenge, but I just have to get myself prepared for the new change. Yeah. I'm used to going to the weight room in Mobile and going to track in Mobile and having that same schedule for 2 years. But now it's like, okay, it's a whole new schedule.
And you're in a different region.
Yep. And I have to figure out what's around my school, just how I did when I was at Mobile and,
Time to explore.
Yep.
What's some advice that you would give to any listeners right now, whether it's parents whose kids want to just be a regular college student and move away or move across country, or parents who have a talented athlete in their family and they want to get a scholarship and they're getting ready to start school? What's some advice that you would give to that child, that kid, or that parent of that kid to help them prepare to going away to school?
I would say mentally prepare yourself. Obviously, it's going to be nerve-wracking and you're going to be anxious, and just don't try to like overthink too much about it. At the end of the day, once you get, your schedule together and your stuff together, it's going to be like a breeze. It's going to be easy. I would say like training yourself before you go, like, during the summertime or something, that would be good. So you're not like the only one dying, because yeah, I did that before. My first year at Mobile, I was not prepared to do our conditioning workout, and I almost threw up. And guess what? After that, the next summer, I prepared myself, and I was not. You
didn't want to be called out.
No,
because if you throw up, you can't hide that.
No. You can tell I was going to throw up. So you want to
be like, I know who prepared me.
Yeah, exactly, because he definitely sent the workout that summer too. But yeah, I mean, and what the parents just prepare, your child, like, with the, what's it called, like, objects, the physical aspects that they need and, stuff like that.
Yeah, so material things.
Yeah,
I got
materialistic things.
So just to support them and try not to put your fears on your kids, because the kids already have their fears, so keep your fears to yourself, parents.
Please.
It stresses the kids out even more.
Please, yes. I'm already stressed. I'll make it worse.
Yeah. So with that being said, too, now you have other friends that are in school. Are most of your friends from high school, are they, academic students, got maybe some scholarships academically? Or do you have, other kids that also got scholarships other places?
Well, the only friend that I have is Bethany, and she's a regular student. I think she's going to school to like be a doctor.
Oh yeah.
And she goes to Mercer. I think she did get an academic scholarship. I'm not positive. I don't remember talking about that, but I do know that Raven, I went to school with her, and she's going to coach's school, and she got a scholarship for going to coach's school. She's gonna be running with him and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
She starts this year?
No, she's gonna start next semester.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So the winter.
Yeah, she'll start in the winter.
Okay. So not the. Okay, I got you.
Not the fall. She'll start the spring.
Spring.
Yeah,
she's the spring. I mean. Okay. Okay. Well, very nice. So real quick, what are some of your goals? You don't have to give us all. Just a couple goals that you have, and where do you want to be after you graduate?
My goal is to go to Oregon. So when
Wait,
you let me explain real quick. So when you make it, so for Division 1 you have to make top 48 or something like that, and that's who goes to Oregon. I think I'm right. And so basically my 400 I have to run at 53. Right now I run at 56. So my goal is running 53 so I can run at Oregon.
You can do it. You can do it.
So that's my goal. And after,
so that's the nationals,
basically, yeah.
Okay.
And after college, I mean, well, that's what you said, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you want to do for a living right now? Do you have that yet? I know you at first you want to be a veterinarian, and now you're a kinesiology major, which goes hand in hand with, being an athlete.
If I don't end up running track after college, then I think I'm in school to be an athletic trainer, so I would be doing my master's and trying to figure out that.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going to try to get into personal training.
Yes.
And, training other people. I don't obviously know how to go about that right now, but when that time comes.
But you're already training your mom a little bit. We dibbled and dabbled in it with the weight training.
Yeah.
So about 2 months.
Yeah.
I had a small little injury. I didn't even tell you I fell, but we'll talk about that offline. That's why.
Girl! You just told me that stuff just now.
I know. Yes, and I'm not a person that falls. It was in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's weird.
Long story. It was weird, but I twisted something.
Oh, God.
That's why I haven't been.
Say anything. Oh, my God.
I choose the radio to say it on.
Okay,
But anyways, okay, real quick, we're running out of time. Again, good luck, Sadiya, with adventure. Go ahead and let everybody know very slowly where they can find you on Instagram.
Sadiya Arabia, SadiyaArabia. And make sure to like my post when you follow. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm very excited for your new venture, and you deserve it. And you've been working your butt off because I see it every day, and I'm very proud of you.
And follow Andy, Coach Andy.
Yes.
You know how to spell that, A-N-D.
What is that? What's called? Just Coach Andy?
It's his last name, but I don't know how to spell that.
Okay. Oh, wait, we'll get that.
Yeah.
We'll get that in a minute. All right, you guys, we got to take a quick break, and we will be right.
Vista Charter Academy has joined 97.3 FM The Heat as a proud sponsor. Vista Charter Academy would like you to know that they've outperformed local district Grand Rapids Public Schools the past 13 years with a curriculum built on character-based approach to learning through moral focus virtues that develop the whole child.
We love Vista Charter Academy.
At Top Notch Painting and Home Improvements, we are here to service your commercial and home residential projects. Whether it's a bathroom remodel being built to a 50,000 square foot renovation needing a total rehab, our fully licensed and insured professionals are ready to satisfy your needs. We have been in business in the Michigan and Atlanta, Georgia markets for 20 plus years. Be sure to check us out online to find out more and schedule your quote today at www.therealtopnotch.com.
This program comes to you by the Community Voice, La Voz Magazine, administrated by Dr. Jose Flores, Editor-in-Chief. You can find him at 1052 Granville Avenue, Southwest New Michigan. You can reach him at 616-581-6271. Gracias, Jose.
Funding for 97.3 FM is provided in part by La Familia Stop and Shop, located at 1066 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue Southwest, providing groceries, convenience, and libations to local community.
Tune in to hear the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports on Bizzy Bree's Hot Topics, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can also listen online at www.theheat97.3.com.
All right, you guys, and we are back. Thank you again for watching the show, and thank you again, Sadiya, for agreeing to do the show. And again, we all wish you good luck with your new adventure at NIU.
Thanks for having me. And I found Andy's Instagram, so it's A_CANEGITTA.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. All right, you guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. As always, be good, be great, and never procrastinate. And I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.